where am I? Okay, calling meeting to order at 1:02. And I'll read the script. This is Mickey Rowland, Chair of the Historic Structures Advisory Board. Permit me to confirm that all members and persons anticipated on the agenda are present and can hear me. When I call your names, please respond in the affirmative. Lucy?
Yes.
Brooke?
Yes.
Jason?
Yes.
And Angus is here. You there, Angus?
Here.
And staff, we have Holly Backus.
Present.
Thank you. No speakers.
Is Matt here?
Well, he'll come up on the agenda. So this open meeting of the HSAB is being conducted remotely, consistent with the Governor Baker's Executive Order of March 12, 2020, due to the current state of emergency in the Commonwealth due to the outbreak of the COVID-19 virus. In order to mitigate the transmission of the COVID-19 virus, we have been advised and directed by the Commonwealth to suspend public gatherings, and as such, the Governor's order suspends the requirement of the open meeting law to have all meetings in a publicly accessible physical location. Further, all members of public bodies are allowed to encouraged to participate remotely. The order, which you will find posted in with the agenda materials for this meeting, allows public bodies to meet entirely remotely as long as possible, so long as reasonable public access is afforded so that the public can follow along with the deliberations of the meeting. Ensuring public access does not ensure public participation unless such participation is required by law. This meeting will not feature public comment. For this meeting, HSAB is convening by Zoom app as posted on the town's website, identifying how the public may join in. Note that this meeting is being recorded and that all attendees are participating by video conference. Please be aware that other folks may be able to see you and to take care not to screen share your computer. Anything that you broadcast may be captured by the recording. All supporting materials that have been provided members of this body are available on the town's website unless otherwise posted. The public is encouraged to follow along using the posted agenda unless I note otherwise. We're now turning to the first agenda item. Before I do so, permit me to cover some ground rules. Blah, blah, blah. The chair will introduce each speaker on the agenda. After they conclude their remarks, the chair will go down the line of members, inviting each to provide any questions and motions. Please hold your name until called. Remember to mute your phone or computer when you're not speaking and speak clearly. For any response, note that please wait until the chair yields the floor to you to state your name before speaking. If you want to speak through the chair. After members have spoken, the chair will afford public comment to those members of the public that have joined the meeting via Zoom. Members of the public who wish to speak must state their names and be acknowledged and speak through the chair. And each vote taken in this meeting will be conducted by roll call vote. Okay. Adoption of the agenda. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor, Lucy?
Yes.
Brooke?
Aye.
Jason? Angus?
Aye.
Aye.
I'm an aye. So, no minutes, no public comment. I think we're off on the application, which is 14 Lowell Place. Did I see Matt? Are you here? Matt's here. Matt, did you want to introduce this or say anything? Not hearing anything from Matt.
I'm sorry, Mr. Chair, can you hear me?
I can now, yep.
Apologies. So we basically went to the HDC after we saw you last, and they had made some very specific requests in terms of exterior changes, and we've noted them. Again, some of these are comments that the HSAB had made. So on the front elevation here, we dropped all the window header heights to a consistent height. I think the first floor was previously 7.6, so those have been dropped. That was a request from Val. They also asked us to take that connector piece that connects what was formerly the garage and which is now the master, and to try and drop that pitch as much as possible, so that created more of a visual break between the primary and the secondary mass. We did shift the second floor windows slightly kind of further inboard The other elevations, we changed the roof, the pitch of the dormers. I think that was a comment that you had suggested, Mickey. And I believe oh, and then we also, I believe, shrunk the living room to drop the square footage slightly, if I recall correctly. I don't know if we noted that. Oh, the other thing we did was we omitted the transom dormer, which again, don't really know how visible that is. Val felt that was like she said it was more of a contemporary detail, which I don't know if I totally agree with that, just because you've seen it, you see them ensconce it. But at this point, we're just trying to do whatever we need to do to get it approved and over the finish line. So I think that covers all of the changes, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Matt. Is there anybody in the public that would like to make a comment? I see Victoria. Did you want to comment?
Hi, thank you, Mr. Chair. I really appreciate the changes that were made in this round, and I think I think it looks significantly better. I would still love to see a slightly smaller structure go up there, but I know that's not going to happen. So I just want to say thank you for making the changes you did. To me, it looks more in keeping with the neighborhood at this point. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anybody else that would like to make a comment? Seeing nothing. Okay. HSAB board, any comments from you guys? Brooke?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's come a long way, and I think a lot of effort has certainly been made. I think that I'm okay with it as drawn. I would actually be okay with a dormer facing south because it's not visible on that lower mast, but otherwise, I think it's definitely moving. It looks a little bit more like a cottage now, which I think is appropriate for the neighborhood. And yeah, the scale's still a little bit big, but I don't know that we're ever going to get a full sense of that scale looking from Lowell Place. Definitely the east elevation has, I think it's come a long way. So anyway, those are I don't really have any concerns beyond that.
All right. Thanks, Brooke. Angus, did you have your hand up?
I did. I'll just echo those comments from Brooke. I appreciate the movement from where we started to where we are. And there is significant viewing between the two houses fronting Lowell Place. And so the southeast corner is really going to be the primary visual spot there. And with the stepping of the porch and the low scale of that secondary mast to the south, I feel like that addresses it. I agree with Brooke about the dormer as well. I don't think that compromises things, and I think it certainly enhanced the space inside. So that's all.
Okay. Thanks, Angus. Jason?
Did you say me?
Jason, yes.
Oh, Jason.
Jason. Or Lucy.
It's like, well, I still have concerns about the size of it. I still don't think it really truly fits with the neighborhood feel, but that's my only comment.
Okay, Lucy.
I agree with Jason.
Yeah. I'm kind of in between. I mean, I kind of agree with Jason also. My thinking on this is that the height is still a little bit of an issue. I think it can come down some. I think that the plate height on that main mast that you're looking at now should come down about a foot. And I literally, Matt, I don't see how that's going to affect the program, the floor plan on the second floor too much at all. I mean, a little bit, but not enough to change much.
Sure. I know we did look at that. The one place where it became an issue was that second floor bathroom. on, yeah, second floor bathroom kind of off the stairs. And as it is, that bath kind of barely works. And I think that's where we ran into the snafu. And because we got the height down to, I think we're down to 25. I forget it's number. It's basically it's definitely not the tallest structure on the street. And that was our primary goal. But that we did look at that, and that's where we got snafu'd a little bit.
I looked at that bathroom too, and I know that is maybe your limiting concern there. But I think it's going to move the toilet, maybe 10 inches, 9 inches. So I don't think that's really a deal breaker on the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
I just think you could find a way to make that work a little bit better, because the other thing that does is on the north elevation is it aligns the eaves. Not there, keep going, Holly, down to the north or up or wherever. There it is. See the eave and the meeting rail. They're not meeting, and that was one of those HTC things they always drilled into us, especially John. And, that would correct that.
Yep. I could certainly look at it again, and look at it and just be prepared for the meeting that if the board echoes your concerns, we can be prepared. So
Okay.
I don't disagree with you on the meeting rails, but I'll certainly look at it. We were also got kind of a shallow pitch roof, so yeah, I could certainly look at that again. We did. And that's just that's where we got not stumped, but that's as far as we took it, and we felt like we had the height in a pretty good place. So I'll definitely look at that again.
All right, I appreciate that. And then another thing that I think would be really helpful, or I think is something that is a concern, is that middle. You're looking at it right there. That middle section, that should be more of a subordinate mass. And I think that you could separate those eave lines by another foot on that view. And again, looking at the floor plan there, yeah, it's going to make that bedroom and maybe probably the bedroom a little bit smaller, but not in a bad way. I mean, it's still definitely a functional bedroom after you do that. I think that would go a long ways to making this building feel more appropriate and smaller. And it's sort of a minor point on the front elevation, Holly, the east side. Yeah, that gable window, if you're able to drop the plate some, you're going to start crowding that gable window. And I think that's one of those things that kind of draws your eye up high and makes the building feel taller. So I'd consider eliminating that upper gable window.
Got it.
So those are my concerns and my recommendations.
Okay.
I think they're doable, and I don't think it's really going to change the use function of the house.
Yep. I will. I'll look at that before the meeting.
Great, appreciate it. Anybody else have any thoughts on this one?
Well, what do you think of the height of the doors?
We dropped them.
I saw that.
I think it looks fine.
I'm not concerned about the door height. I didn't really focus on it, but it doesn't seem a big issue. Angus?
At the front door, I'm kind of thinking that smaller panel ones just go with the lower part rather than the upper part. But Mickey, I think those are really good comments, and I agree with all that.
I could flip that around, Angus. That's not a problem.
Yeah.
Thanks, Matt.
That's a good suggestion. All right, anybody else?
So just to be clear, this board did not like the very first submission we made. You guys did not like that.
I'll agree with that one.
To be clear, Matt, it was a cool house, but not for this location.
I honestly thought that it was tucked back there. I'm like this. I just did not expect I didn't. Obviously you missed the mark on that one. So, anyways, well, listen, I will start to look at those changes you had suggested, and we'll go from there. And I thank you for all your time as always.
All right. Thanks
Mr.
a lot,
Chair.
Matt.
Thank you,
Mr.
Matt.
Chair? Mr. Chair,
Yes.
may I just add, I really appreciate all those suggestions you just made, and that would really make this significantly just nicer next to my home. So I really appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Good. Well, thank you for commenting on that. Do you attend the HDC meeting also? I assume you do.
I have been attending every possible meeting.
Yeah. So
I can attest to that. Yeah, so can I. Spend all of them.
I think it would be helpful if you maybe reinforced, our suggestions at the HDC meeting, because they don't always, they often do, but not always follow through on those. So
I will happily do that.
I think is there an upcoming spot on the HSAB? You
you never know.
That's okay.
never know. All right, I'm going to sign off. Thank you all
Right.
for your time.
Thanks, Matt.
Bye.
I have one question. At the top of this application, it says initial application. What is that about?
I don't know.
I mean, that makes me think that it's the first application, and this is certainly not the first.
No, this is an old business checklist.
You're required to submit the original application with the whatever revisions you do. And so it follows it through the whole process.
But there isn't a revised application.
No, because it's old business.
You're talking about this application. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They'll request for this stuff to get changed as it's changed through the process.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be important. Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure that that's not what we were approving.
Nope.
Yeah.
Right.
That's why it's very helpful when agents like Matt indicate that on there. I know Brooke does that too. So it's just very, as you're aware, that trying to put all the PDFs together is just very time consuming for staff. So it helps out when the agents are able to put everything together.
I did see on the application that the doors are black, the front door is black.
What do we think of that?
I'm not a fan of that.
Yeah.
I don't think it's appropriate.
Yeah. Okay, I'll add that. Matt didn't hear it, but I'll just add that. I don't think that should be a big deal. Anything else?
What do you think? What do you think about a forest green or a dark green?
Yeah.
Better than black. Note that changing it to Essex green. It's almost black. Okay. Any other thoughts for today?
We just have old business, Mr. Chair. Just wanted to inform HSAB of our Resilient Nantucket received revised design guidelines from the consultant over the weekend. They are available on the town's website, so I will send you all the link. Take a look at it. But I also wanted to just let you all aware. Let me get it up real quick. That you all are indicated in the acknowledgement page for your participation and through all the different events that we've had this past year for Resilient Nantucket. So the HDC, Historical Commission, Historic Structures, and Sconset Advisory. So thank you for the input that you all have provided to this important event project. And we also will have an announcement that's actually come out today. So keep an eye out for it. We're going to have a final forum that our consultants are putting together that's going to bring in resiliency, climate change experts from all over the world. It's going to be a 3-day event, obviously virtual, and it's going to kick off on Earth Day. So be on the lookout for that information. It's already on the town's website.
Cool.
Thank you, Holly.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Great.
All right. I think we're good to go.
I'll make a motion for comments.
Second,
Second.
all those in favor, Lucy, Chuck,
Yes.
Jason, Angus,
Aye.
Aye.
and I'm an aye. And, oh, wait a minute, before we adjourn, Lucy, you sent a letter out, an email regarding some visibility issues. And so Holly, you commented those will be on the agenda coming.
I can have Kadeem put those on the next available agenda. Yep.
Well, no,
absolutely.
I would prefer it in 2 weeks.
Oh,
Because
yes, you did.
I'm going to do, what I really want to do is just have a very short series of photographs to show what I consider visibility issues, and then a brief thing about outdoor lighting. I listened to the Zoom thing that Jason Bridges hosted last week, which was very interesting. It's about uplighting, downlighting, brightness, and light fixtures. And so I think that we should have an awareness of that and sort of make any people who submit stuff for landscaping and stuff should be aware of the regulations.
Mhm. Great, sounds good.
Thank you, Lucy, for bringing that up. I was aware our energy coordinator, Lauren Sinatra, was at that event. So
Yeah, it's worth watching.
thank you.
Okay. All right, how about a motion to adjourn?
Yes,
moved.
So moved and seconded. All those in favor, Lucy,
Aye.
Jason?
Aye.
I think we set a record today.
Me. I'm in favor too. All right,